Why are so many people still stuck in the rat race, while the wealthy seem to get richer in any economy? Is it luck? No. Is it hard work? Not really. It's knowledge. As I always say, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. What separates the broke from the billionaire isn't hustle. It's education, financial education. So today, we're not just talking about investing, we're exposing the hidden system, the game the rich have been playing while the rest of us were taught to play by different rules. If you've ever felt like you were meant for more than bills, debt, and 2 weeks of vacation a year, this one's for you. Drop a comment right now saying, "I am building my asset column, I'll heart it myself." And if you're serious about mastering the money game, hit that subscribe button. Let's begin your real financial education. Welcome to the first level, the broke stage. And let me be clear, this isn't about shame. This isn't about pointing fingers. This is about awareness. Because you can't escape what you don't first acknowledge. Most people live right here, not because they're lazy, not because they're not smart, but because they've been trained, yes, trained, to live paycheck to paycheck, to trade time for money, to spend more when they earn more. They have no assets, just liabilities wearing disguises. They buy things they think are assets, a house they live in, a car they can't afford, a degree with no return. But in reality, those things take money out of their pockets every month. They're stuck chasing quick wins. A $20 sports bet that turns into $200 in losses. A meme coin they read about on Twitter, hoping it'll go to the moon. A scratch-off ticket because someone has to win. But let me tell you something. Desperation is not a strategy. It's just emotional chaos dressed up as urgency. Here's the real problem, and it's not your income. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. You've been taught to chase a higher salary, to climb the ladder, to look for security in jobs, in benefits, in retirement plans someone else controls. But wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how hard it works, and how many generations it lasts. If you don't change your mindset, even $1 million will vanish from your hands like smoke. This stage is where most people stay because they never learn the difference between an asset and a liability. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take it out. It's that simple. And yet most people spend their lives buying liabilities and calling them accomplishments. A new car, liability. A fancy phone on a 24-month payment plan, liability. A vacation paid on credit. That's not freedom, that's financial self-sabotage. Ask yourself, what are you spending on that's draining your future? Is it your car payment, your rent on a place you can barely afford, subscriptions you forgot about? Or is it deeper, the belief that income equals wealth? Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. If you want to rise above the broke stage, you don't need more hours at your job. You need a new mental operating system. This stage isn't permanent, unless you choose to make it so. And your first step out, stop asking, how can I make more money? Start asking, how can I make my money work for me? Because until you do, you'll stay on that hamster wheel, running fast but going nowhere. Level 2, the Dabbler stage. $100 a month investor. You've escaped survival mode. You're no longer just trying to stay afloat. You've started to swim. You've got a little breathing room now. Maybe for the first time ever, there's money left at the end of the month, instead of more month left at the end of the money. So what do? You do something smart. You download an investing app. You automate $100 into a fund you heard about on YouTube. Maybe it's VOO. Maybe it's a tech ETF. Maybe it's crypto. Whatever it is, it feels like progress. You watch it go up $3 and think, I'm basically Warren Buffett now. Then it drops $6 and suddenly you're sweating like you're on Wall Street. You text your cousin, should I sell? You Google, why is the market crashing today? But hold on, take a breath, because here's what most people don't understand about this stage. Right now, the real return isn't the percentage gain. It's not even the money. It's the belief, the quiet revolutionary belief, that you can actually build wealth. And that belief, That's priceless. You're doing something most people never do. You're rewiring your financial identity. You're transitioning from consumer to investor, from spender to builder, from short-term thinker to long-term planner. It's not glamorous. There are no Ferraris, no passive income memes, no financial freedom in 30 days, clickbait, just you, and $100, and a vision. When you're young, work to learn, not to earn. That's what this stage is about. You're learning discipline. You're learning to delay gratification. You're learning that wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by habits. Yes, your friends may still be bawling out on Friday night while you're transferring $100 into an index fund. But here's what they don't realize. Every time you invest that money, you're buying freedom. You're buying your future back, one share at a time. This is where most people get impatient. They want fast results. They say, it's just $100. What difference will it make? But that's the trap. That's the lie. Because $100 becomes $1,000. $1,000 becomes $10,000. But only if you stay consistent. Only if you believe. The most important word in the world of money is cash flow. The second is leverage. You're not here to time the market. You're here to understand it, to master your emotions, to prove to yourself that you can stick with it. You're not rich yet, but you're not broke anymore either. You're building, and the most valuable thing you're building right now is you. Level 3, the junior investor, $1,000 a month investor. You're not dabbling anymore. You're not trying your luck. You've graduated from hope to strategy. This is where things get real. Now you're investing $1,000 a month. And for the first time, the future isn't a dream. It's a plan you're building brick by brick. You've seen the light. You understand the magic of compound interest, not as a theory, but as a tool. You don't chase moonshots anymore. You don't panic when the market dips. You're not looking for 10x overnight. You're looking for steady cash flow, long-term growth, and real ownership. You know what that means now. The real risk isn't investing. It's not investing. It's parking your money in a savings account, earning 0.1% while inflation quietly robs you every single day. You're not playing defense anymore. You're on a fence. While your peers finance shiny cars and throw money at stuff that loses value the moment it's unboxed, you're buying time. You're buying freedom. Because every dollar you invest is a soldier you're sending to fight for your financial independence. Each one goes to war, not with weapons, but with purpose. Some go to real estate, some to index funds, some to dividend stocks. But they all work while you sleep. They earn for you while you focus on learning, growing and building even more income. This is the level where you begin to feel in control. You've got a budget. You've tracked your net worth. You know exactly what an asset is, and you know exactly how many you own. And now, the game changes, because you realize that wealth isn't accidental, it's engineered. The rich focus on their asset columns. Everyone else focuses on their income statements. You're no longer seduced by high income alone. You've seen the truth. A six-figure salary means nothing if your expenses are six figures too. You're focused on net worth, not bragging rights, on freedom, not flexing. You've changed. The junior investor isn't just richer in dollars, they're richer in mindset. The days of emotional investing are over. You've built habits, systems, strategy. Now you're learning how to play the long game, how to use time as a weapon, how to stay consistent when the world panics, and how to build a life where you control the calendar. This isn't luck. This is intentional wealth building. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop reacting to money and start directing it? Because level 3 isn't the end. It's the foundation of every fortune that follows. Welcome to level 4, the real investor. This is where the game truly shifts. You're no longer playing defense. You're designing the board. At this level, you're investing $10,000 a month. You've moved far beyond saving and small trades. Now you're not just buying assets. You're building empires. You're not just investing in stocks anymore. You're buying real estate, income-producing property, duplexes, short-term rentals, small apartment buildings. You've seen the power of equity, tax deductions, and appreciation, and you're using it. But here's the real unlock. You've mastered leverage, what I call other people's money, banks, private lenders, syndicates. You borrow wisely. You borrow to build, because when used with strategy, debt is not danger. It's a tool. You've stopped fearing complexity. Now you run the numbers. You understand cap rate, IRR, and net operating income. You know how to spot a deal in a noisy market, and you know when to walk away. And most importantly, you've shifted from waiting to creating. You're in angel deals. You're backing early-stage startups. You're joining real estate syndications with other high net worth individuals. You're no longer asking for access. You're being offered the seat at the table. At this level, you're not just owning assets. You're building systems that own assets for you. You're no longer involved in the day-to-day grind. You've hired property managers. You've built operating agreements. Your money now moves intelligently, with purpose, and without you needing to babysit it. Because here's the real secret. The rich don't work for money. They build systems that produce money, with or without them. This is where freedom starts to feel real, not theoretical, not motivational poster nonsense. Real, as in my investments paid me more this month than my job ever could. You've realized the goal is no longer just wealth. The goal is control of your time, of your schedule, of your destiny. You no longer need to chase the next shiny thing. You don't care what influencers say is hot, because your foundation is solid, your systems are humming, and your wealth is scalable. So ask yourself, are you still focused on making money, or are you ready to start multiplying it? Because here at level 4, you don't just buy freedom, you manufacture it. This is the level where the investor becomes the architect. Level 5, the pro, $100,000 a month investor. This is the level where wealth whispers. You're not chasing, you're not hustling, you're strategizing. At this stage you're investing $100,000 a month, and the world looks different. The urgency is gone, the noise fades, you've built your machine, and now you're just refining the engine. You've created a financial fortress, trusts, LLCs, family offices, tax-optimized flows, legal protection, asset security, generational strategy. And here's the truth. It took boldness to get here, to make big bets, to walk away from comfort. But now, boldness looks different. Now bold means boring, because at this level, boring is beautiful. You're not looking for 10x anymore. You're not excited by to-the-moon hype. You'd rather earn 6% from a boring cash-flowing asset than gamble on a 60% moonshot with zero fundamentals, because you've learned it's not about chasing wealth, it's about keeping it. And keeping it means control. Control over risk, control over flow, control over your team, your CPA, your attorney, your advisors. You don't invest emotionally, you invest mathematically. You've graduated from self-made investor to institutional thinker. You think in structures now. You ask questions like, how can I defer capital gains? Which jurisdiction offers better asset protection? Can I move this into a charitable trust for long-term legacy impact? You're not just buying income anymore. You're building a legacy ecosystem. Your returns now pay your bills. Your cash flow covers your lifestyle. You don't work for a salary. Your investments do that for you. And the best part, you've insulated yourself. You've created buffers. Even if the market crashes, your machine keeps humming. Because your system isn't built on hype. It's built on foundation. It's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. You're no longer just playing the game. You're building the stadium the game is played in. Your wealth now carries weight. You have influence. You have peace. Because this isn't about flashy watches or fast cars. It's about knowing that your money works harder now than you ever did. That your children won't start from zero. That your last name now means something bigger. So ask yourself, are you still chasing risky plays? Or are you ready to structure your wealth like a professional? Because at level 5, the real flex is calm. The real goal is permanence. And the real reward is freedom without fear. Level 6, the corporation, $1 million and even more a month investor. This is where wealth becomes invisible and power becomes systemic. You're no longer a participant in the economy. You're a pillar of it. You don't just invest in markets. You shape them. You sit on boards. You write the checks that determine who gets funded, who gets acquired, and who gets left behind. You're in the room before the press release, before the media frenzy, before the public even knows a deal is on the table. You don't chase alpha, you create it. You've chosen wisely. You've built a legacy machine. Wealth no longer sits in one place. It flows through a sophisticated web of trusts, foundations, holding companies, global entities optimized for tax, privacy, and continuity. Your goal isn't just freedom anymore, it's sovereignty. You've stepped beyond financial independence. Now you design generational infrastructure. Every asset is insulated. Every risk is mitigated. Every dollar is protected from lawsuits, from taxes, from chaos. The rich don't just think about their lifetime, they think in centuries. You're not just rich, you're institutionalized wealth. When your name is on the cap table, deals move. When your foundation donates, global headlines follow. But your name rarely appears, because real power prefers privacy. You don't need the spotlight. You own the building the spotlight shines from. This is where wealth becomes infinite, not because of greed, but because of purpose. You're not just building wealth for yourself, you're building it for your bloodline, your causes, your philosophy, your legacy. This is wealth with intention, and the mission now, to ensure what you've built, outlives you. Level 6 is quiet, it's private, it's untouchable, because now the game is no longer about how much you make, it's about how you protect, multiply and transfer it without losing control. You've achieved the final form of wealth, sovereignty. No one dictates how you live, where you go or what you can do, because you've built systems so powerful, they function without you. So ask yourself, are you still trading time for money? Or are you building a machine that prints wealth while you sleep? Because at this level, the question is no longer how much can I make? It's how long can what I've built last after I'm gone? You know, there's this one lie that keeps a lot of people stuck. They think they're investing, but truth is, they're not. They're gambling, meme coins, NFTs, swiping credit cards to chase the next big thing. No fundamentals in sight. Think about Sam Bankman-Fried. Looked like a genius, right? Until it all came crashing down. See, you might lose money chasing returns. That's part of the game. But when you chase illusions, you risk losing your whole future. Real investing isn't supposed to be exciting. It's about control, cash flow, ownership, power. So where are you today? And more importantly, where are you willing to go? The richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work. This channel is your network, your edge, your first step toward leaving the rat race forever. Drop a comment saying, I am building my asset column. I'll heart it myself. Subscribe if you're serious about mastering the money game. And remember, your journey to financial freedom doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset.